today we're doing a review and look over of the 13w36a snapshot that was just released from Mojang. Now, the one major change, there's some other changes that are really cool, but the major change I want to mention is that you can now create a new type of world, and that is a amplified world type. I'm not sure if this is actually permanent or if it's going to be just a temporary thing, if amplified is always going to be it, or if it's just a separate world type you can choose. But it's a new world type called amplified, and you can allow cheats on and all that. That's normal. So here's an amplified world that I did create. Now I want to mention, creating the world is going to take quite some time when you first generate it, because if you noticed, it did say you need a beefy computer, and this is why. If you let it generate in here, you can see there is some pretty crazy, insane things going on here. Not only with mountains and stuff, there's also a lot of other types of biomes that I want you guys to definitely see and check out. I'm not going to have time to go over everything in here, so you definitely should check them out for yourselves. But I mean, you'll also notice the chunk loading is a lot slower. This is definitely a beta build, or whatever you want to call it. Snapshot, obviously. So it's going to be very buggy, and it's going to be slow and laggy, most likely. And they're definitely going to fix that as much as they can before the release. Swamp biomes, I think they actually did receive a little bit of an update. They don't seem to have as much water within them. Not as many islands. It looked like more of a bigger swamp area, which is kind of cool because, to be honest, no one really liked swamp biomes before. So I believe there was an update. I'm not 100% sure. If you look through that chunk area right there, you can actually see there is a mushroom over there. Now, this is actually the cause of a new type of biome. And this is the roofed forest biome. And basically, I believe that means basically these trees have kind of got roofs to them, and you can kind of run on top of them, is what I can think of. You also notice that they are 4 blocks wide, and you will find mushrooms within them. One other cool thing I want to show you guys is that if you fall from a distance, you get a little bit of a falling effect there, which is kind of cool. And yep, there's that. So you can see through here, we're all going through roofed forest here. Roofed forest. If you look into here, you're actually going to get roofed forest as well, because roofed forest can actually spawn with stuff like that. This is just plains. And if we get over here, I believe this should be extreme hills biome. Now, besides the roofed forest, I have not seen... Oh, birch forest. No, those already existed. Besides that, I have not actually seen too many updates to any more forests. However, Dinnerbone did tweet out some pictures of a plateau type thing and some other ones, which I'll probably link in the description box if I can find them, because those were pretty cool, and I have not yet found one on this update, and I'm not sure if he actually implemented into this update or it's just something he was testing and will show in later, or exactly what's going on as far as those go. So, yep. That is pretty much that. Now let's take a look at the GUI updates. Now if you look in here, you may see that there is a little bit of a different look to it. You'll see that up here we've only got your FOV and your difficulty currently on. There's also the new super secrets thing. No one knows exactly what that is, or at least very few people do know what that's going to be. You can't click on it, it won't do anything. There's the new music and sounds, which you guys can actually, really cool, you can change different volumes. If I want to be able to just listen to a note block or a jukebox, but I don't want to hear mobs screaming or just whatever, I can turn certain things down, which is really cool. If you've ever been in a hub of a server, you notice that sometimes when you get teleported back to the server after a game finishes, you hear a lot of feet. You can turn those down, players, or just whatever you want to turn down and up in the master volume, of course. There isn't too much of a change to anything within here. However, I want to mention that there is a change with the resource packs. Now, the way that this works is you've got your available resource packs here. Then, what you can do is you can add them to your wanted resource packs here. The default is going to always be there, unfortunately. And the way that the whole system works is I can add a bunch of them, and I can have different ones take over different spots from within them by doing this, and then move them all back over there if I would like to. Of course, you can open your resource pack folder like normal. There is not too much of a change in anything else you will notice. Oh, I'm sorry, they're controls, that is right. There is a whole bunch of new things that you can do with controls. And you can really change it up. You can change how you place a block. You can change how you pick a block. You can change your attack or destroy from left to right clicking, or whatever, however you want it to be. You can change your dropping or your hotbar selection from 1, 2, 3. You can change a lot of really cool stuff that you couldn't before. You can just some really cool things that there is just we didn't have before. You can see them all here. Now that is pretty much it as far as those go. Actually, let's see if they actually fixed the witch huts over here. I didn't notice. There's a witch hut over here. Because before they really had an issue without spawning. See, witch huts have always kind of had an issue with they don't really spawn witches. There's also this update to the swamps. You can also see that there is, you know, some more of a grassland type thing within them. And that is pretty much the biomes that I'm going to cover, mainly because I can't find them. Now let's go ahead and head over to, wait, is there anything good? Alright, let's head over to our other area, take a look at the other things that were implemented recently. The first thing is there's a lot of new plants implemented into the game. There is 15 new plants, if I did my math correctly real quick, to be exact. So if I go ahead and take a couple at a time here, we can place them, and we can take a look at what they do. First one is the dandelion. We had that one before. The poppy. This looks basically like the rose, in my opinion. The blue orchid. The allium. The azure bluette. If I'm not saying these right, I apologize. Red tulip. White tulip. Pink tulip. Orange tulip. Then we have got... One second, put those all back. These. These are some bigger ones. We've got, first off, the oxidite daisy and the sunflower. Sunflower, you notice, is actually pretty cool. It's taller. It's got it's really cool effect to it. It's got thorns and stuff, which is really cool. The lilac, which is also tall. The large fern. The peony. It's actually spawned normally, but the double tall grass and the rose bush. Now you will notice that these will spawn naturally throughout, and you see here's a double tall bush. Different things spawning in and through here. See, here we go. If I fall far enough, cool little effect that's right there, which is actually pretty dang cool. The next new thing is foods. There's a few new foods or fishes rather. They have tried to up the awesomeness of fishing. So see, we now have a raw salmon, a clownfish, a cooked salmon, and a puffer fish. Now, obviously, this is fairly straightforward. You get the cooked salmon by cooking the raw salmon, clownfish, and the puffer fish. So if I go ahead and I take down my hunger here by going difficulty hard and running around a whole bunch. Just going to run around a bit here. Hopefully, my hunger will drain. I'm going to jump and do a bunch of stuff just to try and drain my hunger just a bit so I can eat some of these and show you guys what they do. Now, you'll see that the pufferfish can be eaten, but you actually are going to get poison, because if you guys know, in real life, pufferfish are very poisonous. So, you're going to get quite a good beating for poison 4, and I'm going to die here. Actually, never mind. But you get quite a few effects, and this actually poison is for another 40 seconds, so I believe it's a minute total, and every time I regenerate a heart, I'm actually going to, unfortunately, lose it right back, pretty much. If I go ahead, and I just want to go ahead and clear these mobs real quick. I don't want them to enter my stuff. The next thing is the cooked salmon. You'll take it, eat it, and you'll see that it does fill up 3 hunger. The raw salmon will fill up 1. And the clownfish here, 1 second. Let me eat a little bit more here, just so I can show you guys exactly how many it does take down. And I'm going to actually eat another puffer fish, just because it will take down my hunger by quite a bit. I'm not quite sure why they implemented puffer fish just kind of as a fun thing. I'm not sure, because you can't really cook it to make it... Maybe they're planning to implement it into potions or something. Actually, I'll have to take a look at that right now. So if you look at the clownfish now, you'll see that I can eat it, and it filled only half a heart, or half a food thing, which is not actually very good. So we got a game mode 1 here. Game mode 1. I'm gonna take a look at potions real quick, just make sure there's not any new potions here. There doesn't seem to be yet. However, I can probably say that we can expect to see new potions because of the pufferfish, and we can use a poison or something within the pufferfish. The next new thing, and pretty much the last new thing, is the fishing rod or fishing updates. Now I'm not sure if you actually implemented it into this version. I haven't been patient enough to test it fully, but on Twitter, Dinnerbone was speaking about updating fishing to include being able to catch all the 3 fish that I showed you guys not too long ago, but also treasure and junk, which is actually pretty dang cool. Now, oh, there's one more thing I did want to mention. Scoreboards did receive some updates. If you want to add an update, you can. There is quite a few testing. There is quite a few new ones, as you guys can see here. Basically, you can now count when someone uses an item. Say when they use their sword. You can now count when they craft an item, I believe. Yes, they can craft an item. So basically it'd be stat dot craft item 400. Or when they break a block. So I'm going to use testing here. Stat dot break item 1. Let's see, 1 second here. Let's do 101. And then what do? I do... Sorry guys, I haven't done scoreboards in a little bit. Sorry. Alright, display name. Okay, so... stone. Dot mine block, I guess it is. You can also tell when they are killing things and whatnot. Alright, so if we do scoreboard, objectives, set display, sidebar testing, you can now see that as I break stone, hopefully, oh, why is it not working? Maybe it has to be in creative or survival mode. I'm not 100% sure how these work. Unfortunately, guys, I do apologize. It is quite different of a change. There we go. If you do mine stone, it's going to change it. If I kill a certain mob and I add it to a scoreboard, and it's really some awesome, cool things you can actually do with it now. And that is just a really, really cool update. Notice there's not any new things. I don't believe achievements new. Actually, yes, it is. It is new. There's a new achievement system. I remember talking about this. I apologize for being kind of it's not to leave game. Huh. There's some cool stuff here. I'm not 100% sure how they work, and I do apologize for that. There's a lot to cover, and I really couldn't cover it all in too much time. You can definitely play around with those, and there's some really cool updates that you guys should definitely check out. And thanks so much for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.